Okay, that should be better. Okay, so it is now time for us to get on with our final championship series event of championship mode, and that is this, the Street Storm Grand Prix. And where the circuits we will be heading to for this championship are Sunrise Valley Springs, 88 Interchange, Big Surf Groove, or Big Surf Grove, correction, Palm Bay Heights, Crystal Summit Lake, and Airport Terminal 3 for the finale of our Street Storm Grand Prix. And I know precisely what car it is I'm going to use, since I unlocked this car more recently. I'm going to use the Japanese muscle. And in terms of colours, is that meant to be green? I could probably use that green, now that I think about it. You know what? Fuck it. I want to drive this thing in green. Has the best overall control, and it also has top speed as well, like numerous other cars. So I should be able to achieve a clean sweep whilst I'm here. And for our competition we have a Roadster, an SUV, and a Muscle. Yeah, by the way, all you really have to do in order to achieve the Burnout start is basically just hold the throttle, then step on the brakes, and then you're basically shifting from neutral to first gear. And that is how you achieve the Burnout start. At least that's how it works in this game. But anyways, off to a reasonable start, as I would have expected. And I can happily say I'm already pulling away from the Muscle, which is something at this stage. And trying to keep myself out of traffic. And nearly 2 seconds is the interval at this stage of the race, and we're already at the end of the first lap, or nearing the end of the first lap the way I see it. And that, I could say, is a very wide corner, at least in terms of where... oh, for fuck's sake. Also, I really cannot tell if this is just grey or if it's meant to be a very shaded green or something. I'm going to assume this thing is in green, or in... I am so glad I stepped on the brakes there when I did. Oh, never mind. Well, at least I know if you're slowed down, it is possible to avoid hitting the traffic. But yeah, it's fair to say, compared to the AI, I've clearly got the best car here. In terms of overall speed, and unless I make a slew of mistakes, I'm pretty sure I'm going to achieve a clean sweep with this thing, the way I see it. And that's a wall. And that took a little longer to reset than I would have wanted, but apparently there might be... I basically pulled off a Keith Moon and I crashed in the swimming pool. Or if you're familiar with the amazing world of Gumball, I basically pulled off a Richard Watterson and also crashed my car into the pool. But yeah, I would like to say Keith Moon did actually do that once. He did actually drive a car into a swimming pool. And for those of you who do or don't know about Keith Moon, he was the drummer for The Who, and as apparent as it might be, he was also a psychopath. But yeah, he was most known for being the drummer of The Who, and he did actually drive a car into a pool one time. And part of the reason I know that is because of Top Gear. But yes, Keith Moon, he was the drummer for The Who. And he also did a lot of drugs, as did many other celebrities during his time. He was very much an icon of the 70s, and as apparent as it might be, he also died in the 70s because of a drug overdose. Which I can say was very common back then. But anyways, I should also mention this is the last lap of race 1, and at the moment it appears as though this is going to be a relatively easy win. And no one behind me, so off to a pretty dominant start in the Street Storm Grand Prix. And as I would have expected, everything to start with is fine. And you know what? I'm gonna get a few races into this before I consider getting a thumbnail of this thing, because I already got my thumbnail evidence from recording the I think it was when I drove the Sport, when I got a picture here on this section of asphalt. Anyways, on to 88 Interchange. And it's a 6-race championship, so this is technically the longest championship in the game. Well, this aside from the final championship in the, let's just call it additional championship. But anyways, here we go. And achieving the Burnout start once again, as I would have anticipated. And already heading out onto the open road now, here at 88 Interchange. This I'm pretty sure is one of the longest courses in the game, and that's a wall. But anyways, everything is going well so far, and I think it's fair to say the J-Muscle might be just a little bit overpowered at this stage. But in all honesty, I really don't care, because I want to achieve the clean sweep on my first attempt. Oh, fuck my ass. I should have stuck to the pavement. And already the rest of the field has crashed behind me. Basically, as soon as I wrecked, they immediately did the same thing I did. That's a good thing, because it means I can stay out front. And it will also prove that unless I make a slew of mistakes at this point, I am in the best position I need to be in order to achieve the win. So the Roadster is now up into second position. I'm going to assume the Muscle must have wrecked in the closing stages of that first race as to why he finished third behind the Roadster. And it looks as though from here it's going to be a relatively smooth ride. because I think the J Muscle is probably the best road car I can use here. And haven't really had any usage for the boost tank yet, even though I probably will have to use it eventually at some point. That's a wall. But anyways. And activating boost tank. And scraping the wall. And it took me less than 3 minutes to set one full lap in this thing. And that's basically if you include the wrecks I had on that first lap. Because I wrecked this car a couple of times on that first lap. But it doesn't matter because I'm still leading this thing pretty dominantly, the way I see it, doing nearly 160 miles an hour without the boost tank, and activating the boost tank once again, and it looks as though everything from this stage is functioning normally. And got a bus and a truck, able to miss one of them at least, even though I wasn't going to do the slot through because, well, that would have been asinine, but either way. Oh, fuck my ass. I knew that wasn't going to work. Well, I kind of knew it was going to happen eventually, but either way, I'm going to shit myself. Oh, doesn't matter. At least I can say the two guys behind me also wrecked, which helps me out to an extent. Plus, I still have about another minute to go on this course, because I know about how long and fast this course really is, and it seems as though from here everything is functioning normally. That's a wall. Oh, careful. Okay. I really thought for sure that was going to demolish me, but somehow it didn't. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut now. Well, at least I can say I've not been overtaken. Anyways, one corner left. Okay, there we go. In spite of all the carnage, I still win. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep this moving. I'm not gonna get my thumbnail from 88 Interchange. I think this will just take too long for me to get a decent shot of the J Muscle. And no changes in finishing positions. And so we now head to race number 3, which takes place at Big Surf Grove. 2 down, 4 to go. I am pretty confident in saying this will be a clean sweep. And we are doing this at night, and it is also raining, which adds to the element of challenge. Anyways. Once again, achieving the perfect start, as I now already shift into 6th gear just below 140 miles an hour, and I think I just saw some fireworks. Or someone looked to be having a firework display. Although that could just be the moon. You know what? I'm probably stupid. I think that's just the moon I'm looking at. Still, you don't tend to see the moon very often when it's raining. At least that's the way it is. If you live in the UK like I do, you would of course know that a lot of the time, if you know it's raining, the only thing you can really see are rain clouds and nothing else. Oh! Fuck my ass. Honestly, I don't even think that was... I honestly don't think that was bad enough to be a crash, because I only really scraped that bus. Oh. Okay. Physics distracted me there for a moment. I do not know this map. Anyways. Oh, that's one lap down. And let's see what happens here. How did I not get hit? That really does shock me. Anyways, back into the lead here at Big Surf Grove. Oh, yeah, there is no way I was avoiding that bus. There's literally no way whatsoever I was going to avoid that bus. Oh, that's weird. Oh, yep. I should have known that was coming. Okay, I will admit that does become a problem from time. Can I please get one corner where I don't wreck? Please? I would like to have at least one corner where I'm not just turning and wrecking everywhere I look. It would be nice if I did not have to wreck just to get through a corner. That would be nice. Okay, anyways. I am back up into second position, and I think the muscle just wrecked there for a moment, even though he probably didn't cause any terminal damage. He probably slammed on the brakes so his car would not be destroyed, similar to what I did in the previous race when I was trying not to wreck. But anyways, fuck my ass. Oh, wait a minute. Is the Roadster a back marker? I've got a feeling the Roadster might be a back marker, the way I see it. As in, he must literally be one lap down, now that I think about it. I really don't know what he was doing on the first lap, but I can only assume he must be a back marker, the way I see it. And that's probably why the SUV is in the points. Yeah, at the moment it doesn't look like I'm getting the clean sweep. But there's still another lap, so maybe I will manage to pull something out of my ass if I'm consistent enough to avoid other people's accidents. And there goes the Roadster. I think the Roadster is literally a back marker in this race, and that's one thing I've not seen in this entire game up to this point. the Roadster. Basically the guy who's finished in second in the first two races is quite shockingly a backmarker in this race, because that is not something you see very often. Okay, well, at least I can say it's possible to avoid crashing if I step on the brakes when I'm behind another car or vehicle. That does actually prevent me from destroying my car, which I think is quite reasonable. Anyways, can I get through the traffic? Can I survive the chaos in one final corner, please? Come on, come on. Okay. I live to win yet again and achieve the hat trick. And I think this is where I will now do my video thumbnail. Because I don't think I've actually got a thumbnail in the rain yet. And I think this probably is a good time for me to do it now. Especially considering this is the halfway point of this championship. I did also do some audio adjustments on the game itself, so I could actually, you know, hear the game and, well, so I could actually hear my voice over the game audio, because I have noticed it was a little loud. And it took me all the way up to this point to actually make an adjustment to that. Yeah, that is kind of annoying. I mean, I barely scraped that bus, and yet somehow it still counted as being a crash. I will admit, I don't consider that to be traditionally noteworthy, but I will consider that as being an issue that could annoy me. But either way, I don't really think it's anything too serious. So I would say everything looks to be going okay at this stage. And that was a full lap of Big Surf Grove on replay. Okay, well, I think I've got everything I need. So, let's move on. So, gold medal once again, and I had 9 crashes in that race overall. And an overall score of 3.8 million. And apparently the SUV is still not being rewarded with points. I really don't understand how the point scoring structure works. I'm pretty sure the Roadster was a back marker all race long, but somehow he still gets rewarded the points. I really don't know why that's the case. Well, I guess my brain just cannot compute with some of the physics this game has, supposedly. Anyways, here we go. Time for our... Is this 4th race or 5th? I've got a feeling this is the 4th. Oh, son of a bitch. I really tried to avoid him. Although part of the reason I didn't see him is because I was avoiding that bus. I'm going to shit myself. Yeah, I really don't understand how the point scoring structure works in this game, because I'm pretty sure the Roadster throughout that race was a back marker, but somehow he still ended up being classified second for one reason or another, even though he was clearly a back marker. I really don't know what caused that to be a reset. But anyways, let's focus on this race, shall we? And try not to wreck too much, please. And just using the boost tank, trying to get through the crossroad section, and I do so successfully. And now it looks as though I've got quite some meters between me and the... oh, fuck my ass. I think those crossroad sections on that one part of the course might be cursed, because I just seem to keep running in to one of the bigger vehicles, even though I'm trying to avoid them. Oh my fucking god. Get out my fucking way. Oh, you shitbag. I really don't know if I either am or aren't going to win this race. Well, at least I can say he's not too far ahead of me. So, at least I can say it does at least give the player time to catch up. But still. I mean, my consistency in both this race and the previous race, it's just been awful. As in the consistency has just been bloody awful in this one race. Although I guess part of the reason for that is because I've been driving like shit. But either way, I'm still closing in on the muscle, so maybe I'll be able to pull this one off. If I can manage to avoid wrecking myself again, maybe I can actually... I don't know whether to be fine with that or not fine. Well, anyways, doesn't matter, because apparently that might be the game reset me in the lead, because, well, the muscle wrecked right in front of me, and basically I wrecked behind him. I guess the game just decided it was going to give me the advantage in response to the accident, even though I've had no consistency whatsoever to prove I was the rightful leader. Well, anyways, boost tank, and I went 14 seconds faster in that crossroad section. Anyways, moving on. So there we go, 4 wins in a row. Going to the J muscle, in spite of my ineptitude. And still no points for the SUV, unfortunately, which I think is rather tragic, but anyways. Next race, as of which we now have 2 races left. And everything from my laptop at the moment seems to be working just fine. Excuse me. Which is what I want. So, here we go. And once again, getting the Burnout start, as I have been doing in basically all of these races so far. I guess the game just decides to auto-reset the AI in terms of their consistency. Although, it still sucks to say that the SUV has not managed to score any points at this stage. And I think that is rather tragic. Even though I think he probably would have finished 3rd at Big Surf Groove. Sorry, I keep saying Groove for some reason. At Big Surf Grove, I think he probably would have finished at least 3rd if there was electronic timing and scoring with his AI. And it is snowing here. Through these 2 consecutive hairpins. It is actually snowing here. I guess this must be that part of the track. But anyways. Keeping myself in check and once again pulling away from the AI in my very overpowered J muscle. Only lauded on by none other than my common ineptitude. Lauded by none other than my ineptitude. When it comes to dodging the bullets. Anyways, I continue to pull away. Oh yeah, this is Crystal Summit Lake. And apparently I achieved a perfect lap. And I have a 4.5 second advantage over the muscle, but dependent on knowing if the points will actually change here compared to the previous couple of races, that remains to be seen. I guess it must be the way this point scoring structure works for one reason or another. Where it seems to be only the top 3 finishers that end up scoring points, and it just seems to go that way with some sort of synchronicity attached to it for whatever reason. I did not need to shift down to 3rd, but somehow I still did. Anyways. I'm going to shit myself. Also, it surprises me to say that was my first crash of this race. I mean, literally, of this race alone, that was the first time I actually wrecked. Because, apparent as it might be, I did have a perfect lap previously. And, again, because my car has been overpowered, or technically because my car is overpowered, I've not really had to use the boost tank all that much. But anyways, heading out of the snow and across the dam bridge. And yes, I am going to assume there is a dam somewhere under the bridge. Anyways, I continue my domination in the J muscle. And yes, in case you either have or haven't noticed, this car is an import. And using boost tank now, because why the hell not? And I achieved a burnout, which is reasonable. And starting to pull away from the AI. Of course, I really don't know what the finishing order is going to look like. Well, the muscle seems to holding on to second at this stage. Even though it does suck to say that this game does not come with electronic timing and scoring. Even though it would be better if it did. Because then the fourth placed car would have a better shot of scoring points. Anyways, I guess it just depends on what car has the strongest amount of elitism when it comes to the AI, as in literally just, you know, determining what car is generally the best for the championship, and then they just auto-reset the running order regardless of what the actual running order might be. Anyways. So, not too far from the finish now, as of which I'm pretty sure this race will take me more than 8 minutes to complete. And less than 5 seconds ahead of the Roadster now, who I can confirm is up to second. I'm basically putting up a dominant performance here at Crystal Summit Lake. And now just one corner left, and there we go. Win number 5 in the Street Storm Grand Prix. And now I have just one race left in order to achieve the clean sweep. Another gold for me, and that took me just under 8 minutes to complete. And oh, well, there's a surprise. I only had one crash in the entire race, and I scored nearly 5 million points. And still no change in the point score, unfortunately. But I can confirm the Roadster did finish second this time. Anyways, let's now move on to our final race in the Street Storm Grand Prix, and that will be taking place at Airport Terminal 3. So, it is fair to say the highest number of points I can score for this is officially 18. And here we go for the finale of the Street Storm Grand Prix. Once again getting the perfect start, as I would have expected. And now all I have to do from here is win. And then I've got the clean sweep, and I've unlocked whatever events are remaining. Oh, that's a wall. Well, at least I can say the AI seem to be repeating the same errors I tend to make in certain corners. If they're behind me. Yay! Perfect lap! Alright. Let's now basically pull away from the rest of the field and dominate. So, 3.3 seconds now to the muscle. And I seem to forget this car does have maximum control. So I can basically just go flat out through some of these corners without any real hiccups. Yay! Two perfect laps in a row. I'll see if I can make it 3, hopefully. Anyways. How did I just avoid that truck? I've got no idea how I avoided that truck. I'm pretty sure if he was a meter closer, that would have been disaster right there. But I somehow just avoided him. I barely squeaked through there. Is what I did. Yay! 3 perfect laps in a row. I don't think this is going to be a perfect run. Or, in other words, I don't think this is going to be a crash-free run, but it is good to know that I have managed to get 3 perfect laps in a row. Well, maybe I could go for perfection whilst I'm here. In this race, at least trying to see if I can get through one race without crashing. That would be pretty cool in all honesty. Oh, never mind. I jinxed myself. Unsurprisingly. Well, it's not going to be a perfect run, but it doesn't matter because the only thing I'm really focused on here is winning, and because my car is clearly the fastest of the bunch, it's pretty obvious to say this is going to be another relatively easy win if everything goes the way I want it to. This will also be my slowest lap as a result of that. But whatever, I don't care because I got the clean sweep. I did what I needed to do, and that is get the clean sweep so I can unlock all of the remaining events. So there we go. And I think that should be all of the Grand Prix events done and dusted in Championship mode. So, auto-saving. It is a perfect score. And 1 crash and a total score of 1.1 million. Okay, whatever. And unfortunately, no points to the SUV. So, 18 points to me, 12 points to the Roadster, and 6 points to the Muscle. Grand Prix unwon. Sorry, Grand Prix 1. Congratulations, you have unlocked Custom Series Qualifier. Win this to unlock the Custom Series Championship and a Custom Series vehicle. You have unlocked Face-Off 4 on Big Surf Shores. Cool. So, the Street Storm Grand Prix is a clean sweep, and now we have just 2 races left. So we've got Face-Off 4 and the Custom Series Qualifier. And we don't get anything else, unfortunately. But that's okay. because there will be a series of cheats that I will want to show off once I'm done with the game, so yeah. Anyways, another event is down, and let's move on to the next one.